You know, you have grenades. Grenades are really good against husks.
Whoa.
Just press square.
Oh,
now.
Yeah, I forgot.
Get down!
Don't detonate it.
What happened to your squad mates?
We're not gonna talk about it.
Eat this!
Wait, I'm confused. Did the grenade kill them?
I think it did. You want me to talk to Anderson?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, Commander?
Yeah, just ask him all the questions. Fuck
How
it.
are you holding up?
Honestly, this isn't how I pictured my career coming to an end. Pushing papers really isn't my thing, but you're the one who can stop Sam. I believe in you, Shepard. If that means I have to step aside, so be it.
Tell me what happened with you and Saren 20 years ago.
It's close to 20 years ago now.
We had sex and he ditched
Ambassador
me.
Goyle was our representative here on the Citadel. Like Udina, she wanted to get a human into the Spectres. She chose me. The Council sent Saren to keep an eye on me and evaluate my performance, just like they sent Nihilus to keep tabs on you.
I trusted you. You betrayed me.
It's not something I'm proud of. I had a chance to become the first human Spectre, and I failed. Saren made sure of that.
Actually, I'm gonna have to go with this one because I think it doesn't matter. It's just gonna continue.
I think I
on.
deserve the whole story.
We had intel on a rogue scientist being funded by Batarian interests. He was trying to set up a facility to develop illegal AI technology out in the Verge. Alliance intel had done all the work, but the Council wanted a Spectre involved. We compromised. I was assigned to help Saren in his investigation. We tracked the scientist to a refining facility on Kamala. He was hidden away somewhere inside, protected by an army of Batarian mercenaries. The plan was simple. Sneak into the plant, capture the scientist, sneak back out. Quick, quiet, and a minimum of bloodshed.
I'm guessing things didn't go as planned.
Saren and I split up to cover more ground. Then about halfway through the mission, there was a massive explosion in the refinery core. Officially, it was ruled an accident, but I think Saren detonated it on purpose to draw off the enemy guards.
Middle.
Sounds like overkill to me.
The explosion tore the refinery to shreds. The whole place was on fire. Black chemical clouds poured out into the atmosphere. Nobody inside survived. There was a camp for the workers and their families nearby. Between the fires and the toxic fumes, the final death count was over 500. Mostly civilians. Saren didn't care. The target was eliminated, mission accomplished. And I ended up taking the blame. That ended all talk of me joining the Spectres.
Saren caused the explosion. How'd he pin it on you?
In his report, Saren accused me of blowing his cover. He said it was my fault the guards were ready for us. He claimed that's why it turned into a massacre. Saren's report was all the proof the Council needed to kill my chances of becoming a Spectre.
Bottom.
Why'd you let him get away with it?
Who do you think the Council was going to listen to? Me? Or their best agent? I had a bad feeling about him right from the start. I should have been more careful. Maybe I could have stopped things before they got out of hand.
Don't blame yourself, Captain.
I don't.
On a side note, with
I blame
regards to Saren,
I think he wanted things to go bad. He was looking for an
I
excuse to blow
believe,
that refinery. Maybe he
if
just
I'm
likes
not
the violence.
mistaken, and Ben, you can probably look
Maybe
this
he
up
was just
while
trying
we're
to make me look
doing
bad
this,
to
just
keep
so that I
humans
don't
out
look
of the
completely
Spectres.
bad.
If so, he pulled it off.
Did I already do this one? That's not fair. Ben, did I already do this one? Screw it, I'm gonna go with this one.
The only thing I care about is stopping Saren.
You're right, Commander.
The
It's
thing
no
about
good
Saren
living in the past.
is
What do you know about the Artemis Tau cluster?
that I believe
Not
he was
much.
voiced by
I've never been there
Fred
A handful of
Tatasciore.
systems with a few
I don't know
small,
if that I'm
uncharted
pronouncing that
worlds, but no
correctly.
real colonies.
Ben, you can actually look that up and see
Might
who
not be
voiced
easy
Saren
finding Dr. Tassoni out there.
while we're doing this.
My advice is to look for the world with the Prothean
Yep.
ruins.
You were right.
But like I think that he voiced Saren just absolutely brilliantly.
Any
It's
extra intel you can give me on our colony
like a
of
great
Pharaohs?
The entire
villainous
planet used to be one
voice,
giant Prothean city.
and I know that Fred
Mostly
also
ruins now.
voiced
But some of
characters
the infrastructure is still
in
intact.
the
colony
later
tried to
Mass
build on what
Effect
the
games
Protheans
as well.
left behind. We
Off the
lost
top of
all
my head, I
contact with them
couldn't
when the
tell
Geth
you
attacked.
which characters. I'd have to look up his IMDb or something like that.
What
but
can
I
you
know
tell me about
he's voiced
Novaria?
other characters in Mass Effect.
Novaria's trouble.
Minor
Always
characters,
has been.
not as
The
major
whole
as
planet's
Saren.
basically a center for corporations
But
to
in
conduct
addition to
illegal
Saren,
research.
there's
Watch
another
your back,
specific.
Shepard. Spectres are about the only form of Citadel authority Novaria respects.
There's another specific.
But they aren't popular.
Or did you know that?
I should go.
There's another
I'll be here
specific
if you need anything.
antagonist who you get to have a conversation with on Vermeer, and the actor that voices that character, like that voice was just absolutely incredibly done too.
Stand by, shore party. Decontamination in progress.
Heard what happened to Captain Anderson. Survives 100 battles and then gets taken down by backroom politics. Just watch your back, Commander. Things go bad on this mission, you're next on their chopping block.
Right.
Saren's out there somewhere, and we're gonna find him.
Everyone on this ship's behind you, Commander. 100%. Intercom's open. If you got anything you want to say to the crew, now's the time.
You're all assholes. Fuck all of you.
Sounds good to me.
Bottom.
Listen up, Normandy. This is your commander speaking. We have our orders. Find Saren before he finds the conduit. And I refuse to let anything get in the way of that mission.
Bottom.
The Council wants to ignore this. That's no surprise. They've never helped us in the past. No reason they'd start now. But we don't need their help. We can do this on our own.
Middle. Left middle.
We all know what happened on Eden Prime. We saw the destruction, we saw the bodies, we saw what Saren did. And I plan to make him pay.
Middle.
Rich middle.
Right.
This is the most important mission any of us have ever been on. The fate of an entire galaxy is at stake. We will stop
That's a
Saren,
pretty
no matter
cool
what the
visual right
cost.
there too.
Well said, Commander. Captain will be proud.
He doesn't matter anymore.
The captain's not here. I'm in charge now, Joker, and time's wasting. Get this bird in the air.
Yes, sir.
+2 renegade. Wait a minute. I want to see if there's any codexes that I can get. Yep, there is. Codex right there. Any more codexes? There's usually like these empty chairs. Usually there's like a codex on this one, and there's a codex I think on this one. I can't get them yet, but I think later on I'll be able to actually get a codex for those ones. I just got a codex for unknown things, but that's okay.
So, I have another thing I wanted to discuss, but first I didn't get to get into the other Mass Effect 2 visual that I really liked. That wasn't that end cutscene. And that is the visual of the Omega 4 relay.
Oh,
and
when
that's
you
all
actually travel?
No, just in general. I like how it's so set apart visually from the rest of the relays. And that's all I'll say about it. But, so, and I might be, I don't know, I might be making a wrong decision asking this question so early in this playthrough, but, so, we both kind of have different stories with how we, I guess, sort of fell in love with Mass Effect. In my case, I kind of played the games in reverse order.
Mass Effect 3, Mass Effect 2, Mass Effect 1. You're an idiot.
Jeremy, you already knew this. We've talked about this before. This isn't news to
By the way,
you.
I'll land on that planet. Well, actually, I can't land on that planet. Ben's in charge. He gets to tell me if I get to land on a planet or not.
That's true. I could tell you not to land on any planets and just go do the story missions.
That being said, I am going to be going to each individual system, and if it's scannable, then I'm going to scan it. So it's written.
Understandable.
It is this one. Land or nay? Yay or nay?
Bring it up real quick. Which planet is this? I don't remember this one well.
I don't
go ahead
either.
and land on it. Go ahead and land on it. So I remember I met Jeremy on War for Cybertron. And I remember there was a brief period shortly after I met him, where he was rambling anytime
Like an
we
idiot.
play together about a game called Mass Effect 2. He kept talking about how it comes out soon and I'm really excited for it. Blah blah blah. And I don't remember much of what he said back then because that was over a decade ago at this point. Was it? Yeah. Jesus, Jeremy, we've known each other for 13 years.
That's sad, and I don't like it.
Well, no, not 13 years. It's been 12 years, roughly. Because I actually met you...
2010.
2010.
July of 2010.
Yeah, I had just turned 15, so it was 12 years ago. So, anyway,
Wow, you're old.
Cut to 2 years later, Jeremy's going on about the third game in the trilogy, Mass Effect 3. Not that really needed to be said. And he's like, we've got a good group of people, like a good group of friends already from War for Cybertron. Just people we met in the multiplayer and, kind of
Oh
adopted
no,
as our
this
friends.
is a professional law.
Yeah. Just keep driving in circles. Just keep driving in circles, Jeremy. No.
You don't get to tell me to do that.
Yeah, well, I'm also telling you to play the smart way. If you just keep driving around it won't hit you. Anyway, Jeremy's convincing all of us to get the game because it's gonna have multiplayer. And I played the demo and I actually enjoyed it. Oh, you're fucked. That used to automatically destroy the Mako in the PS3.
Well, to be fair, it still does destroy the Mako in the Legendary Edition. It's just that I managed to get out of range just in the nick of time. Because I did this exact same fight on this exact same planet, and it ran me over and I died.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Or rather, it ran me under. Get it? Lop.
Jeremy, you're gonna want to get out of there. Oh, that's another quality of life change that they made, is that the Mako doesn't have to sit in one place while you repair it now.
Yeah.
So anyway, this was my first exposure to the Mass Effect trilogy, was playing the multiplayer a little bit of Mass Effect 3 with
The
Jeremy.
demo.
Yeah, the demo. And then
let's not get into this yet, because there's some really good content that I want to discuss when we do.
Well, I'm just explaining, like, how me getting into Mass Effect worked. I'm gonna laugh at the freshman off field.
It doesn't.
So, we played the multiplayer together for a little bit on the demo, and then the game finally released, and I decided, I asked my parents to get it for me, and then I played it, and I remember enjoying it so much that I was like, I went to my parents and was like, hey, can you guys get me this game too? And so I played Mass Effect 2, and I loved it, and then I remember enjoying Mass Effect 2 a lot more than 3 initially, at least back in those years, and I still, you know, to a certain degree do, but I think Mass Effect 3 has mostly the best DLC in the entire trilogy. That's a discussion for another time. So I played 3, loved it enough to have my parents get the second one, then played the second one, and sadly, around that time, the Mass Effect 1 wasn't on the PS3 until they released the... It wasn't necessarily the remastered trilogy, but they had ported the first game to the PS3 and then released all 3 as a package, I guess.
Basically what happened with that was that Mass Effect 1 was initially an Xbox 360 exclusive for a very long time, and everybody that was on Xbox, like when Mass Effect 3, or when Mass Effect 2 came out on PS3, Xbox fans were saying, you're never going to get Mass Effect 1, you're never going to get Mass Effect 1, it's never going to come out on PS3, it's an exclusive, you know, get fucked, blah, blah, blah. Well, what nobody knew was that Mass Effect 1 was a 5-year exclusive, because it came out in 2007, and in 2012, they released it on PS3, because the exclusivity rights had ended.
That was I think several months after the third game had come out too.
That is correct. Mass Effect 3 came out on for everybody at the same time in March of 2012, and Mass Effect 1 came out on the PS3 in December of 2012.
Yeah. So what happened was my oldest brother bought himself the Trilogy release that they did, and eventually let me borrow. I'm putting quotation marks around borrow because I still have it to this day. Like, he never asked for it back, but that's irrelevant. I borrowed, quote unquote, his copy of the first game, and then I think...
Where should I put points?
Hold on. I think I liked the first game enough to do a full trilogy playthrough with the same character, and that kind of like having the final piece of the puzzle, being able to play the first game, really put into perspective, or really rather catalyzed my love for this trilogy.
Another life of change that I want to point out with regards to this game really quick.
Quality of life change?
Quality of life change. Is the fact that you get full XP for using your Mako when you kill enemies.
Oh, yeah.
As opposed to in Mass Effect 1, initially you could only get the full XP if you got out of the Mako on foot. Now, I'm mixed. Like, I'm actually mixed on this because getting out on foot, it actually made it more of a challenge, and I liked that challenge. But I can understand that they basically streamlined it so that you get the full XP now for not needing to do that, and that is really effective in on planets such as Novaria, where it's got like a weather
gauntlet run.
Well, it's got a gauntlet run, but also the weather system makes it so that it's got like a cold, a level 1 cold advisory. So if you stay out of your Mako for too long, you'll freeze to death. And there's different planets that have like different stuff like that. I'm gonna fuck this up. There's different planets that have different. Wow. There's different planets that have different weather advisories. Like there's heat advisory, there's cold advisory, There's even a pressure advisory. So yeah, like it
Yeah,
can change.
that's only for planets where your mom is orbiting it.
Fuck you.
You know, that joke was funnier in my head, but you know what? I'm gonna commit to the bit. So
Anyways,
yeah.
Continue like the little bit you are.
TLDR version of that is that I played the trilogy in reverse order, and then it wasn't until I had finally gotten to play the first game that I really started to like fall in love with the trilogy as a whole, because for a while I liked 3, but I preferred 2 just because 2 was the game in the trilogy that I had actually like fallen in love with first. I just liked more of the visuals. I kind of liked the idea behind the story more, where you're, I'm gonna keep this more spoiler free, recruiting a team to do a task. I like that kind of thing. And I mean, to a degree, 1 and 3 are like that, but less so, because with 2, the whole point is recruiting the team, whereas with 1 and 3, it's like, well, 3 is a lot more linear, but with 1, it's more like you can recruit these members, but you don't necessarily have to.
According
and I
to
mean,
these
even
data
with
logs, the
2,
survey
you don't
team
necessarily have
unearthed
to,
some
but
kind
like
of alien technology.
the narrative kind of somewhat
Could be
revolves
answers at the
around
excavation
recruiting
site.
members for this mission. And I liked that. And then I played the first game and was like, wow, this trilogy really is fully cohesive as a unit. And it tells a very compelling story. And I'm also just biased because I've always loved sci-fi, anything with like robots and just super advanced techie stuff. But if I had to be like completely honest, I think 3 kind of became my de facto favorite game in the trilogy just because of the DLC they released. The DLC they released for 3, I think, made the game so much better than it was at launch. Like, just story-wise. And that's, I mean, I guarantee you not many people are going to agree with me on that one, but I really think that 3 is after the DLC, narratively the stronger game in the trilogy. But
Oh no, fuck this.
well, you've got explosive tanks, you've got a shotgun, and you've got singularity.
I do have overload.
But on that note, I actually think it would be good for you to share your experience with the Mass Effect series.
I will after I stop getting diddled by these bitches.
Well put, sir. You are truly a master of words.
I try, but I'm getting like fuckled.
Not really. You're holding your own pretty well right now.
Wait, they all died. Haha, take that, bitches!
Yeah, because you suspended them in the air and riddled them with bullets, Jeremy. That's how these things work. People die when you shoot them. Granted,
Really?
these aren't necessarily people, but they're still...
Oh my god, I just
Living.
realized that all 3 of us are fucking equipped with shotguns.
Well, yeah.
The survey team must have
I mean,
unearthed
realistically
some alien
speaking-
technology that turned them into
Trust me,
mindless fanatics.
when I get up to like level
Whatever
40,
they found,
like
it's
even
long
40,
gone now.
and we all have much better shotguns, this is gonna be like an overkill.
Well, realistically, yeah, shotguns are the best weapon for hordes of husks. Go to your skill point screen real quick before you start talking about your experience with the trilogy.
Basically, the way I got into Mass Effect is, and you can tell me what to put points into while I say this.
Go
that I
warp and tactical armor.
The way that I ended up tackle armor. That's it. The way that I ended up getting into Mass Effect was actually from Jade
Shotguns.
Empire. Both of them?
Yep.
Aha, Carnage at last. So, I don't know how many people who
Or machinist. Or machinist.
watched this. Both of them?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how many people who are watching this have ever played Jade Empire, but Jade Empire was the BioWare game that came before Mass Effect 1. And basically what happened was, this must have been back in, like, I think it was like 2006, like right around the time that I ended up getting a YouTube channel. There was back around that time, a lot of YouTubers were uploading what would be known as like music video tributes, and somebody ended up uploading a music video tribute for oh shit. No, they didn't upload it for oh shit, but they uploaded it for like oh shit. God damn it! I'm in a corner.
Nobody puts baby in a corner.
God damn it. Am I in the middle of explaining this? I completely forgot about these bitches.
I did too, to be fair. You know, you have grenades. Grenades are really good against husks.
Whoa.
Just press square.
Oh
now.
yeah, I forgot.
Get down!
Don't detonate it. What happened to your squad mates?
We're not gonna talk about it.
Wait, I'm confused. Did the grenade kill them?
I think it did.
This is a fucking ragdoll physics. Oh, buddy, you're almost dead.
I'm well aware.
Throw another grenade. And detonate it. Oh god, wait. What? Why are you down to 2 grenades? That doesn't make sense. Or, I mean, 0 grenades. That was close.
You're supposed to be dead, Tally.
Holy shit. I'm confused as to what happened there.
I honestly do think that the grenade blew my teammates up.
I hope you realize that now we're gonna have to do further testing.
Yeah, let me actually get a grenade and then throw it at them again and see if that. Anyways, that was a doozy. Jade Empire was the BioWare game that came literally before this game. I believe, if you want to get technical, the order of games and the developers, I think on this game had even said, like, with each new game that they released, they ended up adding new features to it. Now, I couldn't tell you exactly what each of those features are, other than between Jade Empire and Mass Effect 1. And that one feature is that in Jade Empire, the character that you play as, no matter whether you choose male or female, it's not voiced. And they did a quality of life improvement in Mass Effect 1 by giving both male and female protagonists voice actors. So that was like, one thing. And again, same thing between Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic to Jade Empire. There was something that they did. I don't remember what it was. But Knights of the Old Republic lacked a certain feature that they later added in Jade Empire. So it was like each game that BioWare released, they ended up adding like a new feature that was like a vast improvement. It was like, oh man, this is like, game-changing type of thing. And have I done everything in this area? Yeah, I guess I did. So, Jade Empire, back in like 2006, when there was like a ton of music videos that were like coming out onto YouTube, I ended up watching a music video for Jade Empire. And that one music video alone just immediately made me want to play Jade Empire. Like, literally the only research I did for Jade Empire was, is it in first person or is it in third person? Now, anybody that knows me, like Ben, knows that I'm not big on FPS type games. So, like, literally, when I ended up doing the research for Jade Empire, that was the extent of what I ended up doing a search for. And, of course, it came back to be third person, so I ended up getting the game, and I absolutely loved Jade Empire. Well, fast forward 4 years later, to about actually I think it was like 2011, 5 years later, I ended up like people tend to remember game or videos that they've seen on YouTube like a while ago, and that's kind of how it was for me. I ended up seeing this video from like 5 years ago, and I was like, I want to watch it again. So
Patching it through.
I rewatched it, and then I looked at the comments.
Fanatical biotics have kidnapped the chairman of the parliament.
And one of the comments from this Jade Empire music video was talking about this game called Mass Effect 2. And like, I knew nothing, none of this stuff.
No.
Understood.
And I knew nothing about Mass Effect 2 at the time. But just like with Jade Empire, I basically just did my like the most simplistic research, which was, is it first person or is it third person? And when I ended up finding out that it was well, first off, when I ended up finding out that it was third person, that piqued my interest. But the thing that really put me over the edge was there was two different trailers. One of them was, I think, a Tokyo Game Show TGS trailer, and the other one was the Mass Effect 2 launch trailer that includes the music from Two Steps from Hell called Heart of Courage. And those two trailers that I watched just automatically made me go like, I want to look into this game. And at the time, there's this little thing called demos. I don't know if you guys remember what a demo is, but it's like, demos are like a thing of the past at this point, unfortunately. So there was a demo of Mass Effect 2 on the PS3. So I decided to play it, and I absolutely loved the demo. And at the time that I ended up going to get the demo, it was, let's see, at the time that I ended up going to get the demo, or rather to rather get the game, it was going to be about, I think it was like still full price at 60. So you got to tell me if you want me to land on this or not. But I think it was
Is this mission time sensitive? Like, can you come back to it later?
I think I can come back to it later. Yeah.
Go ahead and we'll come back to that later, possibly, maybe.
Well, but at the time that, like, after I'd played the demo, I was thinking about getting Mass Effect 2. The game itself was still full price at about $60, and I said to myself, you know what, Self? I think I'm gonna write down a discount.
Commander, incoming signal from
And
HQ on the Citadel.
when Mass Effect 2 ended up dropping from $60 down to $50, I'm like, oh, that's a big enough discount. So I ended up buying Mass Effect 2 on the PS3, and when I ended up buying Mass Effect 2 on the PS3, which one should I go with?
Left.
When I ended up buying Mass Effect 2 on the PS3, this was, keep in mind, Mass Effect 2 on the PS3 was released in
The war's over.
2011, which is actually a year after it was released on the Xbox 360. So when I ended up getting Mass Effect 2, it had one unfortunate bug, and that one unfortunate bug was when you do the interactive backstory comic, which is included in the Mass Effect Legendary Edition, mind you, if you don't play Mass Effect 1 right off the bat. But the
Shouldn't a bomb disposal unit be
Mass
sent for
Effect
this? We don't have
interactive
anyone trained in
backstory
that.
comic treated all of the choices that you chose in the comic as Renegade, no matter what, which was, like, when you think about it, that just kind of like really bad. So when you would start Mass Effect 2 and you would play through the game, all of those Paragon choices that you chose in the comic, right side?
Yeah.
We'll get
all
on
of
it
those
immediately,
Paragon
Admiral.
choices that you would choose
And we'll
in
be
the comic would register as a Renegade choice. And so what I ended up doing was I was like, I'm going to wait on a patch, because I knew that there was going to be a red planet. Oh, I love that aesthetic. So I was going to say to myself that I'm going to wait on the patch. Well, this is in 2011. Now, anybody that owns a PS3 in April of 2011 knows what the fuck happened in
Dark
2011. Very dark days. For those that don't know what happened, there was this little thing called the infamous PSN outage, and it lasted for about 3 weeks. And during the entire
it
time,
was longer than that.
No, it was not. I'm 100% positive. It was only 3 weeks. I know that for a fact. And
Hold on. I'm looking it up. Keep going.
and so, do you want me to land on this planet?
No.
Love.
Okay, on a technicality, you're wrong. Because 3 weeks precisely is 21 days. The outage lasted for 23.
Fuck you.
Message coming in from the brass at Arcturus.
I fucking hate you. But, so,
Normandy,
during this entire time, anybody that had a PS3, you could only play single-player games. So I technically could play Mass Effect 2. It's just that I would basically be playing a Renegade.
Middle.
This one?
Right.
I'm on it, Admiral.
We don't need information.
Still your top
Lop.
priority, but you've got
So,
experience fighting a Geth.
like, I literally had to wait for, after the PSN outage, like, after they got it back up and running, for me to actually get,
Admiral Hackett out.
ooh, it's these ones. Ooh, joy. I literally had to wait for them to, get PSN back up and running so that I could, so that Byro could get the patch out, and that's the other one. So that Byro could get the patch out, and everything would be peachy keen. But that's essentially how I ended up getting into Mass Effect, was through a Jade Empire music video that I ended up seeing. It's kind of funny how that shit works out. Anyways, Ben, just to give you an idea, all of these planets I can land on, and after I land on all of them, there's going to be a fifth planet area, like right in here. These
I
are all
remember.
Geth.
I remember. Okay.
I can
So
come back
in
to
the
them later,
interest-
just FYI.
Yeah, in the interest of time, let's start on Artemis Tau, and we'll come back to side stuff later.
Oh, there's 4 stuff here.
I'm actually-
Liara's dig site is in Gnosis, I believe.
Yes.
You want me to start there? You want me to just like
Hold on.
go
What are
around?
the other
and-
3? What are the other 2? I mean. No, just go straight to Liara's dig site for now.
Probably not anything else on this ring of asteroids, but we'll see. Therum, that's where Liara is, I'm pretty sure. And the next one's over here. I like to go from the inside to the outside, which is why I skipped that planet that was on that other side. And then I like to go around the asteroid belt, because there's usually something hiding in there.
I do that too.
Although this one might not have anything, which is, you know, fine. Alright, didn't seem like it had anything. Oh, this is Therum right there. I'm gonna land on this one in just a second. Hold on 1 second. Oh, wait! I leveled up just like that, that's funny. Alright, where do you want me to put these points?
Well, sad that there's no more charm or intimidate to put them in.
Fuck off.
Okay. Put... Alright, I don't want to be a complete dick to you, at least at this moment in time. So put 1 more into shotguns, and then 1 into Spectre training.
Very nice.
Oops.
Alright, let me go back to Therum. Alright, I gotta go with my same too. Shotgun squad, unite! Alright, I got these guys that I can, hold on.
Commander, I'm picking up some strange
yeah.
readings. Really strange, like off the damn charts. It looks like it's coming from an underground complex a few clicks away from the drop zone.
Okay, thanks, Joker. Where should I put points for?
For Rex. Put 1 more in assault rifles and 1 more into warp. And then for Tally, put 2 into pistols.
Oh, at least that's going towards leveling up shotguns. Yeah.